Hi, you're listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, a life and success coach who specializes in helping working professionals and entrepreneurs overcome imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not as smart, capable, or worthy as you actually are, and that someone is going to find you out, you've come to the right place. I use social and cognitive psychology, neurolinguistic programming, and somatic healing to take my clients from imposter to empowered so they can go after the success that they want and feel worthy of it too. Let's dig in. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, and it is December 1st when you're listening to this, which means this is the last day for you to snag the Black Friday bundle. This is a bundle for you to get a 90-minute NLP breakthrough session with me, as well as the From Imposter to Empowered course. And these two together are originally $752 US, but today it is only $597. So an NLP session is something that I don't usually sell. I sold them all last year, but then decided to take them off my product suite. But it was such a hit last year and I just love doing them. So I decided to bring it back for Black Friday. This is a 90-minute deep dive with just you and I, where we will go deep into your brain and figure out those subconscious beliefs that are holding you back, the negative emotions that are really creating resistance in your business, so we can start the process of releasing those things using neurolinguistic programming and helping you move forward in your imposter syndrome journey. And then you get the From Imposter to Empowered course to continue on that journey. So this is such a good deal. 90-minute single session with me, all with neurolinguistic programming, and then you get the From Imposter to Empowered course, which is just going to further and deepen that exploration with yourself and your journey with imposter syndrome. So you can go to the link in my show notes and snag that. Today is the last day that you can, and we are going to be taking down the Black Friday bundle as of midnight EST tonight. So make sure you grab that. And today's episode was actually inspired by an Instagram story that I was doing during the Worthy Woman Method launch, which, if you don't know what that is my signature group program with lifetime access. It is lifetime access, group program. It's amazing. And it is for online coaches and service providers to overcome imposter syndrome for good. You can go to the link in my show notes and actually sign up for that wait list as well. We're going to be reopening the doors in February 2022. But I was talking about the fact that I was feeling like shit today. And actually, truthfully, as I'm recording this, I still kind of feel like shit. So I started Concerta, which is a stimulant medication for my ADHD. And I am on about day 5, I think. And I honestly don't feel great. I have a lot of anxiety today. But I was feeling really shitty this morning. Like, I woke up and I was just like so depressed and I didn't want to move. And I just felt really crappy about myself. And I did my routine. I did my journaling. I did a 20-minute meditation. I did some EFT tapping on worthiness, and I felt so much fucking better. And this isn't something that just, do your high vibe routine every single day, this same way every single day, because I have a neurodivergent brain. I don't do the same things every day. I have a routine in which I usually cycle through, but I always mix it up. I'm always doing a different meditation or a different journaling technique or whatever it is, because routines make me want to die. And if I want to die, then I don't want to do them. I don't want to do the routine if it's going to be something that's so boring, so stagnant, and not actually pushing me towards the feelings that I want to have, right? And I said this on my stories, and I actually said it and realized that it was quite profound, that the reason why you do your routines is not just to do them or to have a high vibe routine or to show on Instagram that you have a high vibe routine. It is to either further the current state that you're in. So if you're feeling good and you're feeling amazing and you're feeling high vibe and all that shit, it's to further that feeling, or it's to shift out of a feeling. Now, I am not somebody who condones constantly moving out of your crappy feelings if they keep coming up, especially because I really believe in the healthy processing of our emotions. I think that a lot of us were taught to not have emotions. A lot of us were taught to stuff them down, but it's really important to healthily process your emotions. But there's a difference between processing and sitting in them. So the point of your routine is to either further the emotion that you're feeling, if it's good, of course, or to shift out of the negative emotions. And if you are feeling resistance to helping yourself feel better, that is an indication for you to go deeper. And I say that especially as somebody who knows firsthand that when you're in the thick of it and you're really feeling shitty and you don't want to do your journaling, or you don't want to do the inner work, or you don't want to do the mindset work, then that is the best time to do it. That is the time where you have to become the authoritative tone to your brain and say, no, we are doing this because we know that we need this right now. And there are so many different ways to do the inner work. And that's why I love the Worthy Woman method, because I'm never going to prescribe the same exercise to you or the same journaling routine or journaling prompt or whatever. There's always some way where you can take the work deeper than you think that you can, especially as somebody who is a life coach, who is a mindset coach. I have a coach who helps activate that deeper inner work, because we can't always see the other side of our fears or our doubts and our own limitations. This is something that I think a lot of people feel insecure about, especially as life coaches or as a mindset coach, is that they think that they should be able to be perfect and have the perfect mindset and always be able to shift through their beliefs and whatever. But I have a coach, and if I didn't have a coach, I would be in my head a lot, because even though I have all the tools and all the resources, I still need somebody to be on the other side of whatever I'm thinking, whatever I'm feeling, and help guide me through it. And that's what I love about the Worthy Woman methods. That's what I love about one-to-one coaching, is that I get to be that guide for people, and I too have a guide for myself. So when you are feeling resistant to your inner work, to the mindset work, then that is always an indicator that something else is going on beneath the surface. And we actually call this secondary gain in neurolinguistic programming. And it's when you have an attachment to a negative belief or a negative thought or a slew of negative thoughts, or even just thinking you're an imposter. There is a reason why you're clinging on to an identity or a belief or a feeling. It's either keeping your body safe, it's keeping your mind safe, it is keeping you where you deeply want to be instead of where you think you want to be. Like, for example, I have this very congruent feeling in my body in terms of being like, I always feel like I'm in scarcity with money, like constantly, even if I'm not, and I haven't been in a very long time. If we were to look at the facts, I haven't been in a very, very long time, but my brain tells me that I am. And then my physical self reacts to that. And it's because it is safer to feel in scarcity, so then I don't relax, because relaxation feels unsafe to me. It feels uncertain. So my body is so smart that it knows if we relax, if we lean into actually feeling safe at this moment, you're not going to be on high alert. You're not going to be cautious, whatever it is, right? So even though I'm telling myself, I don't want to feel like I'm in scarcity and blah, 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 I want to work on all of these beliefs, that subconscious part of me still tries to pull me back into scarcity, because that's where it believes it should be. That is my secondary gain attachment to whatever I'm trying to release, right? So your body and your brain will try to keep you in that rhythm of, no, we don't want to work on our feelings right now. We don't want to do some EFT tapping. We don't want to do the inner work. We don't want to dump out all of our thoughts and feelings onto a page in our journal, because we want to sit in this. We want to sit in this. We want to feel shitty. We want it to further whatever we're thinking or feeling. So again, it's really important for you to know that if you are feeling resistant to your routines, if you are feeling resistant to doing the inner work, and you're just spending a lot of time with external things like on your Instagram or on your social media in general, you're doing a lot of scrolling, or you're just really resistant to going inwards, and you're asking your coach or you're asking your biz bestie or whatever it is for guidance instead of actually going inwards, that is an indication that it is something deeper. And I don't want that to scare anybody, and I don't want it to be some big bad thing in terms of, oh, there's always something deeper and you're never going to know what it is, because sometimes it's very simple. Sometimes it's just like, oh, I just have an attachment to this way of feeling, or oh, right, that was something that I learned in my childhood that I haven't been really ready to acknowledge until right this second, you know? Like, as you continue to make more money and uplevel your business, these things and these triggers are going to come up for you, and they are going to feel like the most simple thing in the world, but to you it's going to be groundbreaking. And I think that when we talk about doing the inner work, we think it has to be that complicated. We think that, oh, I have to journal for 10 pages in order to get a breakthrough. But sometimes you just put pen to paper and you start writing and you commit yourself to start writing. And all of a sudden you're realizing, wow, I really needed to get this out. Or wow, I didn't realize that that's what I was thinking. I had a thought the other day where I was like, people think I'm dumb. And I was like, holy shit, I didn't even realize that that was in rotation in terms of my thoughts. But the second I put my pen to paper and just started to, in a non judgmental way, release what I was thinking and how I was feeling. And I think that's really important too, is like, you may be resistant to doing the inner work because there may be some judgment there. Maybe it's the fact that I've been doing this work so much and nothing is working, or it can't be that easy to just do my routine and feel better, you know, or I should be better than I am right now, or I should be making more progress, or I've done so much work and it doesn't seem to be working. Those are all the effects of judgment, and it is a really interesting process to bring yourself back to, I don't have to judge myself right now, and I can just let my thoughts be thoughts and let my feelings be feelings, and commit to sitting down and feeling my feelings and observing my thoughts and actually going inwards. Honestly, being an entrepreneur, being an online entrepreneur, I think requires us to constantly go inwards, because what we find inside is what's going to be radiated outwards. Everything that you think and believe about yourself is going to become very evident in the way that you show up and the way that you perform, and in the confidence in your tone and in your willingness to set goals for yourself and in your willingness to show up for your audience and your potential clients, or even your current clients, right? If you don't have a ton of confidence in what you're saying, if you're having a hard time, coaching your clients or working with your clients is going to be difficult because you don't even believe in yourself. So how do you expect these people to believe in you as well and really take your authority and take what you have to say, right? So, again, I just wanted to leave you with this very short episode for you to chew on a little bit in terms of, if you have been resistant to your inner work, to your mindset work, to journaling, to feeling your feelings, to doing anything that requires you to go inwards, I really want you to question that and even take it a step deeper in terms of taking a clean piece of paper or going to your voice memos in your phone and starting with the journal prompt, I feel resistant to doing the inner work because, and just see what comes up. And I guarantee you, even with that little tiny prompt, you will be able to bring some shit up, because the inner work is always there. There is always an opportunity for you to go deeper. There's always an opportunity for you to learn more about yourself, explore more about yourself, especially if you've only been doing this for a couple of years. Like, I sometimes catch myself being like, there can't be more. But in reality, there is so much more of me to discover. I have only started going to therapy as of being 27 years old, and I'm about to turn 30 in less than 6 months. Let's not talk about it, but I'm about to turn 30. And so that's really only like 2.5 years, 3 years of me actually going deep on my self-exploration and the understanding of myself and my childhood and my experiences. Again, I think the brain, especially a neurodivergent brain, likes to do a lot of like black or white, all or nothing. Like, oh, we've done all this work on ourselves, I'm good. I have a client who often says like, I've done so much work on myself, like almost as if almost as if that there's a limit to how much work you can do on yourself, right? But the work never ends, and it's always an opportunity to go deeper. And I think when we meet up with surface level issues that are causing issues for us, like simple things like showing up on Instagram, uploading a post, doing our routine, doing our mindset routine, it's always the effect of something deeper. And if you want to take this work deeper with me and really figure out what your underlying motivations are, what is actually driving you, and how to reprogram that so you can actually have the life and the business you want, I invite you to work with me. And there are a couple of options. You can go to the link in my show notes and snag that Black Friday bundle to do the 90-minute single session and the From Imposter to Empowered course. Or you can go to the Work With Me link and get on the waitlist for the Worthy Woman Method, or get on the waitlist for one-to-one coaching. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Happy December. Thanks for listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. Head to the show notes to find out how you can take this work deeper with me in one-to-one coaching or in my lifetime group coaching program, the Worthy Woman Method. In the show notes, you'll also find a free 3-day challenge to start the process of overcoming your inner imposter. And once you're done with that, screenshot this episode and share it on Instagram, tagging me at YourCoachJill so we can connect. See you next time.